And I'm just going to play the slide. So this is a talk, Strive to Organize, a Kessa Closets affair by Kessa, AKA Kimberly Erwin, which is me. Kessa's Closet is another enterprise that I'm starting because people also not just like the idea that I keep a very well clean home and am able to give so much advice, but also that I dress pretty well. So we're going to talk about the difference, those things. So Strive to Organize, we're going to talk about closets, finances, and the mind, all for free or close to free. It's actually free, but you may be paying in emotions if it's something you hold dear to you. So that was what was on the screen. And I just wanted to make sure we brought up Marie Kondo and Susie Orman. These two women just started doing things that they normally would do at home on their own, and they became really good at it. And I always tell my students that I have, whether I'm teaching English at a university or in high school, or just helping other teachers as a substitute teacher in grade schools, I always tell my students, whatever you do a lot at, you're going to probably get really good at it. And so these women seem to do so. Marie Kondo, a lot of home organization, and Susie Orman, being broke and poor at one point, she learned how to make that $1 stretch. So if you clear out your closets a lot, you will have a clearer mind and you'll be able to do that very easily. So the key features of today, about 20 minutes that we're going to spend me talking, and hopefully others would join in, is a video montage of basic ways to spring clean a closet from the bathroom to the boudoir, AKA bedroom. And we're also going to talk about having a cheap sheet. So I've just made a general outline, and I will talk about key things to find on your own, but I'll start you off because it's always changing, and some things that are a steal or of a good value today may not be so much of it next time. So you'd want to definitely figure out how to go about searching for these items online and obviously speaking with friends. And the last thing is the live chat with me, owner of Kessa's Closets. And participants are invited to clear their clutter in their mind. Here's where you receive one-to-one advice, and you can ask me more in-depth questions. And if you don't feel comfortable doing so here now, or if you're watching this as a replay, you certainly can click on the link that's in the summit under speaker and my name. You will have the opportunity to text me a question or actually engage with me by setting up an appointment even. And those appointments are free for all attendees. So my identifiers are care, take care of your things, take care of your space, your mental space and your emotions. Conviction, really care about that which you have spent your money on, spent your time on, and what you value. And commitment, to know that it may not always be the case where you can be neat or have no clutter, but that you remain committed to having that done. So once you find maybe that things are out of place, out of whack, that you make the commitment to get back into shape in that case. So it's just like someone having a certain weight they want to be, or certain clothes they want to be able to fit in. And over the seasons, we're doing spring cleaning. So you have that winter, especially if you live in the north, to build up all of this weight. And then you have the spring to start walking it off and exercising. So make the commitment. Usually it's January 1st, right? Everyone makes that commitment, and the gyms get cheaper. They want to reel you in during that period of time when you have your resolutions. But you can say resolve or remain committed to your organization of your closets, your finance, and your mind. So I stole some of these things from Grove Collaborative because I'm committed to not reinventing the wheel, especially when there's not enough time. But Grove is one of those cheap sheet items that you should be listing. And again, I'm not going to get out of this to show you that, but this will be one of them. So here we are looking at really quickly, I just want to take you through 6 experts' laundry's do's and don'ts. So when you have an item, physical item of clothing or any other physical item, you want to take good care of it. So this company, Grove Collaborative, why I'm utilizing it is because they've made it a practice and a policy to have care about the customer, the items that the customers are going to be utilizing their products on, and the company and the materials from whence it came. So they care about the earth, the environment. They also care that when you put the items on yourself, that you're healthy. So that's why I like Grove Collaborative. And they actually called me on the phone and asked me about my laundry and if I was doing it correctly. So I decided they definitely have some really good do's and don'ts. So when we look here, always look at the manufacturer's instructions because they are the best to know about their products. So you definitely want to use them as is stated. We're going through this COVID-19 crisis right now, and people are looking, hopefully, people are looking to the experts to find out what they should do. And we found that the experts change their minds sometimes, and not all the experts are on the same page at the same time. So it doesn't hurt to look to find the best expert or a person that suits your needs and your mindset and your abilities. So I just let you read that while I was talking because I really don't want to talk too much about the specific clothes, but just the general idea of how it matters. Oh, I'm getting a text from a viewer. Just want to make sure everyone's able to get in. May I ask if you can hear me?
I can still hear you very well.
Is there anyone else getting on? Oh, can you hold one moment? Okay, I might have to pause my share. Nope, I don't see anyone trying to get on right now. So
Have you checked your waiting room?
I didn't allow the waiting room, so I wanted people just to be able to come in.
Oh, I
So,
see.
and I don't hear knocking, right? You would normally hear knocking. So, oh, I don't know how to do that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is send, I don't know, there was a resume recording. Okay, it looks like the recording has started again. Sorry for that disconnect. And I am going to restart the board. I'm not exactly sure where I was leaving off, but at this slide here, we are seeing that looking at it says to avoid potentially bringing germs and bacteria inside your home, consider taking everything off when you get home. Throw these clothes into a bag and change into a separate set of clothes. Leave your shoes outside too. In fact, some people had said to me that they Lysol their friends, and if they don't want to come in, if they don't want to have Lysol on them, they shouldn't come to visit. But I don't know. I think the COVID-19 crisis, where it says, or the professionals that say 6 feet away, I think maybe you should follow those standards. Am I correct on that, Ms. Dominique?
Yes, I would agree. I would agree that when you allow friends and family to come into your home, particularly now, not knowing where they're coming from and the people that they've been in contact with, I think it's just protective measures. So when people enter your home, I typically ask them to remove their shoes and give them comfortable footwear, and then taking off their clothes, which is very important. And Lysol is a big help, particularly now during this COVID-19 pandemic. So yes, I think that's correct.
Awesome. And gloves. Some people have said, actually, the respected professionals have said, do not wear gloves because you will then, upon taking them off, have the virus perhaps on your hands. So, but according to the CDC, if someone is in your home is sick, and this is not even just about the virus, you should take extra care when laundering the clothes of an individual with a flu bug even. So wearing disposable gloves to avoid catching and spreading bacteria, washing hands with soap and water as soon as you remove the gloves. So that could be something that, the respected officials may have left out.
I think that's if you don't mind me saying, I think that's a valid point. I think the reason why they were talking about should you wear gloves or should you not wear gloves is that people were not educated on how to take off gloves when they were wearing them and how to dispose of them. So instead of touching the fingers, you're supposed to pull from the bottom of the wrist and then flip them inside out. And then you're supposed to discard the gloves and then wash your hands after that process. And so I think because people just take off gloves as they would for the winter, they weren't intentional about taking them off in a germ-free way or a germ-free reduction way. So I think that was one of the reasons why experts said, let's just say no to the gloves.
Exactly. Pretty much the same way.
Mm-hmm.
Because again, what type of gloves are people using? Do they discard them? Do they wash them? So I agree with you, fully, Dominique. And of course, sometimes the very things that we use to wash things also need to be washed. So bleaching your laundry machine is important to do. Don't skip on that. Now, this is a game. It says, spell your name and get cleaning. So spring cleaning isn't always that much fun. Yeah, you get to clear the clutter and you might find things you thought you lost forever. I remember finding earrings when I pulled back my dresser drawer. So clearly spring cleaning has its advantages and you should feel good about it. But a way to get you to feel better about it, and especially if you have other people in your home, which I knew a friend of mine who was to be part of this talk I decided to use her name. So what you're seeing is Susan, and Susan has the letters SUSAN in them, and she's pretty lucky because with this game, you do the work based on the letters in your name. So being that she has 2 S's, she doesn't have to do as much work, and her name is quite short. So we see an S. If we look to what S's are, it's to launder bed sheets. U is to mop the floor. A is to clean and reorganize the pantry. N is to spray and wipe down mirrors. I would use my name as Kim in this case. If I was sharing the chores with other people in the house, I would do K. And K is wipe down electronics. Woo-hoo-hoo. I'm looking at my electronic top right now. I probably need to start on that as soon as I close this top down. I is launder pillows and blankets. Yeah, we don't really do pillows that much. Yeah, the actual pillows, like pillows. Oh, you can't see it because you're on the screen. That's right.
Yeah, your decorative pillows. You're right.
Oh
You're
yeah,
right.
decorative pillows. Yes.
Hmm.
And M is deep clean the oven. I actually enjoy doing this. I don't know what it is, but to see the grease inside just come off. But of course, I use the not so good product of the oven cleaner,
Yes.
because you could just do it and leave and then come back and just. But they say that's too too many products, bad products in that. So I don't know. I might have to rethink that. What
Mhm.
about you, Dominique? Would you have a shortened version of your name?
No, well, my nieces and nephews, they call me Aunt Domi, which is D-O-M as in Mary, M as in Mary, I. But you know, the wonderful thing about this is that young people and children can participate, and you can interchange the letters per week or per month. What a wonderful game, a cleaning game that is for the entire family. So I love this.
Thank you. Yes. So again, Susan's not here, but she has a significant other, and his name is Michael. It has a lot more
Mhm,
letters.
mhm.
So he would be doing most of the work, as you could see. He would start with the deep cleaning the oven, and I don't even want to read all of that stuff he has to do. But go, Michael, go, Michael. I know
Yeah.
Susan will show you the replay. So
Mhm,
put those gloves on and be sure to wash your hands after. So
mhm.
yeah, so you can have a few fun games. Now this is called Spring Cleaning Bingo, and I'm going to ask you right now on your own to read the four corners. And then if you can share with me if anything in the four corners you've actually have found or have done that this relates to you in some way.
Okay, so it says in the top left corner, got bleach on clothes.
Yes.
Yes, I've had that happen. And particularly something dark. And typically, when bleach drops on something dark, it discolors or even ruins the fabric. Um,
Towels, we have that
yes.
always on towels, but I don't even use bleach for anything. So I'm like, where does this
Mhm.
come from?
Even when you carry it, even if you're walking it to the cabinet, if the top or the lid is
Oh,
loose and it drops on something, it definitely discolors colored things. And because it's so potent, it can even change the fabric. And
wow.
it changes the fabric. So it depends on how sensitive the fabric. Okay, the bottom right is
Found a
missing.
friend.
Is it the missing socks
Oh, the
or
bottom left.
yes, bottom left? I apologize.
Oh, okay.
Is it missing socks or doubled?
Yeah, I don't really know what that means.
I think that clearly, and for me, I find using the fabric sheets, the organic fabric sheets help. Because you know sheets socks can get stuck in on other fabric.
That's why they get missing.
Yeah, and so and then
Yay, you just
how
showed me something.
you
Okay.
can't figure out where that other sock is. Sometimes it's in the fitted sheet, sometimes it's in an arm sleeve or a pant leg. So yes,
Wow.
that does happen. But the amazing thing is they have at stores where you can buy at a moderately affordable cost are the little laundry bags so that you can put your unmentionables and personal things, and you can put them in socks and put them in the bags and then dump the whole bag into the wash machine, which is helpful.
Interesting you said that. If we had more time, I'm not sure if we're going to because
Mhm.
we had a blip in the
Yes, yes.
presentation, but I actually have some of those items that you were talking about. I filmed them.
Hmm. Oh, wow. Awesome.
Just,
Awesome.
I wanted to make it full circle. So I just had a lot to be presented just in case. Okay, so money in the washing machine. Yes, unfortunately, I've done that too. And
It happens because we forget sometimes to check all of the pockets of items where we probably quickly place change or dollar bills. So yes, I've seen that happen. And the bottom right on the bottom was just that
found a
found.
friend's dishware. Ah, like someone comes over and brings you cookies and they leave their plate or dish.
Correct, correct,
I don't know
correct.
if we ever lose those. I just think we don't return them so much.
Yeah, I think that when people bring food over, I think the best thing to do is to transfer it to something disposable or your own, so that before your event is over, you can wash it out and give it back to them, so you're not obligated any day after that to remember to give people back
Exactly.
their dishware.
That's a
Hmm.
good way to clear the clutter. Never make it in the first place. Awesome, Dominique.
Yeah, never make it yours. Absolutely. Hmm.
Okay. So who's going to play spring cleaning bingo? I don't know about that. Well, this ends the first opportunity to look at Kessa's Closets with Grove Collaborative. And that's the Northern Lights back there. A picture of the Northern Lights.
It's beautiful.
Isn't it lovely? So I'm going to jump out of this real quick and look to find the other one. Now, probably back a little bit more. This can introduce the, whoops, next topic. So this is more organization of your particular areas. And here is another Grove Collaborative special document here. It's checklist. Of course, most people do all of these things and we don't need a checklist unless we are using this to help other people participate with us. So each person could have something to do, just like the game in itself. So I'm going to really talk about the closets, so the bedroom closet and the, yeah, just closet. So basically wherever you have your closets. So most people have their closets in their bedroom or in their hallway and bathroom closets. So this is a picture I thought was really nice because it looks like a summit. And you see these women on the side and they're not very looking forward to cleaning. And so this woman is asking her children and her younger daughter, or her grandchildren, her younger daughter, her daughter, would you help me clean? Nobody wants to help clean. So, but how do you get your area to look as sterling clean as this? It could take all day if you don't have help. Look at that bathroom, very neat. Look at the dog there. I don't have any pets, but if you have pets too, I know that they're having a space for them in the home so that they can be comfortable and know how to be in their space is definitely a positive and a plus. I was watching the Dog Whisperer, and he always mentions how if you share with your pet and you're the dominant force of over a dog, at least that's kind of a pet, that they will follow suit, they will follow you. So as tidy and neat and what you expect of yourself, you can have that respect and expectations of your pet, and they would follow through. So this woman clearly cleaned everything up and she's ready to go out on the town, and she doesn't look like she has any needs for any problems with that. So I just thought that was a little cute thing to put together also. All of the sheets here will be provided to you via PDF if you ask for it. And I will put it on a website too, so you can always have that available because I think it's really cool.
Awesome.
And I will share one video because I made them. Oh, that's the last cheap sheet we were supposed to talk about. But where are the videos? No, they're a little bit. Nope. Screen is so cluttered. Okay, I will have to open it up again because it's in my, cannot see this thing when this keeps coming down. I'm used to being on my computer, desktop computer. So well, let's just change what we're going to do next because I can't seem to find the Google. Let's see, Google Drive. We'll just open it again. Hopefully it pops up. Da-da-da. Internet goes slowly on Sundays here, I think, because so many people are on their computers. Okay, here we are. Dominique, you mentioned some of the items. I don't know if they're going to be here actually, but maybe we can find them. Organizing. We'll start with that. Nope, that's not it. Although organization is really keen. Someone was talking to me about, actually it was a man. He was saying how women shouldn't care about folding their underwear. I don't know how we're talking about this. And I said, yes, you don't want to have something that looks really bad. And I took a picture of what I would consider really bad. You would want to have a better understanding of how to keep your clothing. So I thought having I think it's a box. Yeah, these kinds of boxes works very well in your drawers. And then you can pull them out. And I know on one of these pictures I can't go any kind of order, sorry. So here we have over the door handles for towels, because you don't want to have your towels sitting in a corner or on a rack like this. That's not very orderly, and it kind of hurts. I mean, the virus would love something like this where you're just throwing all the towels together. Again, if you live with a lot of people, that would be more of a problem. So you definitely want to have tools to organize your home with. And it's kind of hard to go out right now to get those kinds of tools, but there are definitely places online you can go, and that's what I wanted to share. Also, I wanted to show some shoe closet information. Most people have boxes that their shoes come in, and they just stack them up, and that could be neat and totally wonderful too. And if you're lucky, you have all the same shoes in the box, so you'll know what kind of shoes are in the box. But if you're like me, these are boxes from like 20 years ago, up to 20 years ago, and there's no way the actual shoes are all in the same box. So how would you then feel more comfortable about having your shoes in clearer and evenly arranged boxes that's clear, so you can see your sandals and what's in them? And sometimes what I like is that they're so big, you can see there's multiple sandals in here. So what a lot of people do is they just throw all their summer shoes on one side of their closet, and then they use their winter shoes. And if they're lucky enough to have a basement or an attic, they may store things like that in there. But I always thought it's less time to spring clean if you can keep everything pretty much in your closet, whether it's spring, summer, or fall items. So this will really help you do them. And instead of having one shoe in one box, have multiple shoes in one box. And that's kind of what I do. And I wanted to share that with my friends. And I love this because, again, you get to see what's in them, so you don't have to go, where is that shoe, and open all tons of boxes. I like that. And you can put your boots on other boxes here and your shoes if you'd like to do it like that. But I think having things in order and not all pushed up in a corner or under beds. People like to keep their shoes under bed. Dominique, are you still there? Would you like to share how you like to keep your footwear in your
Well,
closet?
quite actually. Thank you for the reminder that I'm doing things correctly. I Everything is organized in shoe boxes where they're clear so that I could see my shoes.
Oh, wonderful.
Everything is organized because for me, I function better when my environment is not cluttered and is open. So I have learned years ago, and also coming from a clinical background, I think for me, I have to first start with the mind and emotions and the spirit, and then it's reflective in my space.
Yes.
So if in fact my mind, emotional status, and spirit is a little unhealthy, it'll be reflected in my living space, even in my car space. So I am
Yes.
very intentional about making sure that things are your word, clutter free and open and free, because that allows me to be more creative. It allows me to just be more productive. And it does save time on having to do it all at one time. If you do something every day or every part of your day, I think that you'll have a productive, creative day.
Awesome. And so to go along with that, here it looks like it's cluttered, but I did this on purpose. These are all scarves, and I've taken a shoe bag. So I decided I don't want to put my shoes in these kinds of plastic bags, but that's what they are. They're plastic shoe bags. I had tons of scarves from winter, summer, spring, all different types of material. And I kind of didn't want them to be hanging around because I didn't know. So I would fold them up nicely and put them in here. But then when I went to go get them, then I couldn't find them, because if they were nicely folded, then they could be hidden. So I kind of like pulled them out to the ends so I could get my hands on them real quick. And these are things that, you know, we wrap them around our necks, and now we're wrapping them around our faces, right?
Sure, for sure.
To make masks. Though it's not medical quality masks, they'll keep your 6 to 10 feet distance, but at least we are showing that we care about our neighbors when we cover up. So I thought to share this with you, that if you have something like this for your shoes and you're not using it for your shoes, you can use it for other things. And I do mean other things. I think here I'm showing a umbrella. Here are some shoes down here, and of course my scarves. So you can utilize things that you normally would use for other things, and just find other items in your home. Even belts, I would keep my belts in here too. I've done that also. One side I had belts on, and the other side I'd have my scarves and any shoes that I wanted to put out. Does your dresser look like this? Clutter, clutter, clutter.
Not at all.
Well, then you need to find a way to nicely arrange it. These little tray ticks are really great. They actually are offered at Grove Collective, and I think they give it to you free when you sign up. So I signed up twice. No, no, I didn't. You can see I only have one of them. So yeah, you would like to do that. So I have all my jewelry in different jewelry boxes. You know, over the years, this was my mom's, so I've kept this. This I just loved, and a friend of mine gave me this box. So I don't know, just like little things, and I keep my jewelry in those boxes. And I think there's only one other thing that I really want to go. I really want to show those white items that you have to keep your undies and bras and stuff in. I really wanted to show that, but I don't see it, that it's downloaded here. I did have a problem this morning downloading. I didn't get to it on time. Oh, and I do want to show one short video since I made it, I guess. Folding is important. Which one is the best one to show? Shirts. Although I just clicked on pants, didn't I? Okay, pants. So when you come out of the dryer, I take all of my pants and I make them long really quickly. I don't, some of them you hang up on hangers, and the ones you don't, like my gym pants, I fold. You can fold in one way long, or if you're putting into a tight space, you put them in, you can double fold them. But I have a long space, so I don't double fold. And these are actually not mine, but they also are, um, actually, I think they were my sister's. And she left them at my home. She's, see, clutter, other people's clutter, but I washed them for her, and I am putting them on a separate pile. And then I keep all of the same types of items together. You're going to put all of the night clothes items together and all of the gym clothes together. And look at these. These is Kessa. These were back in like 1970. So I don't really throw away things, and you can tell that I have to keep them really nice in order to keep them for a long time. Now that was back in, no, I should say 1988, those jogging pants. And then you order them nicely, and you can go from there right into your closet. So when you take everything up to your closet, you don't have any problems. So I have lots of those, but I just wanted to show one of them. And how do I get out of this? Using this little laptop here. Okay. So the last part is the cheap sheet. Why did I say cheap? Inexpensive sheet. It's because these items or the companies may not actually sell very inexpensive items, but they are relatively inexpensive for the quality. And that's what I care about. If I care about taking care of the planet as well as what goes on my body, I probably can't buy something for 99 cents. But if you spend money and you get the better quality items that are good for you and the environment, your skin, the environment, the air, other animals, other people around you, it's like not using aerosol spray cans and stuff like that, then your life, your quality of life is better, and it helps you feel comfortable about what you're bringing to the world and to your community. So I was going to list some key shopping venues here, but as you see, I got stopped. But we can list one right now, Grove Collaboratives. Grove Collaborative is a online shopping store, and once you can sign up, and they will give you free gift to sign up. And then you can sign up on a membership basis, on a monthly basis, and not have to pay shipping and handling. And they even actually have sales. So sometimes their products are cheaper than the products you would find in like a Target or TJ Maxx even. So and definitely a Walmart on some of their products. And again, it's like shopping at a Whole Foods, where for the most part, anything you buy there is going to be good for your skin and good for the environment. So I would type in Grove here, collaboratives. There's others, but again, I will have a cheap sheet available for the PDF, but I just wanted to put one in there. Financial services. Money is one of those things that everyone needs, and it can be very stressful. And if you don't have a clear understanding of where your finances are, it can bog you down, just like having a cluttered space. So the best financial services, in my opinion, are those that allow you to do your banking online. And it's for free. There's apps for that. They give you can set reminders and alarms. So I have a reminder on my Chase account, but you can do any local bank account. I have a local bank account too, a community bank account here. So you can have a community account, and you ask them, can I deposit money? Can I send money to other people, pay bills? Everything is available with these services online. And it's more difficult for older people who really haven't accessed their money and their or their financial institutions in this way. But especially during the time of COVID-19, I know our banks, you can only drive through if you're going to be there. But why? When you can just deposit your money, and like our $1,200 government checks that they just sent out this week or last week, it can go directly into your direct deposit. So you wouldn't even need an actual check in your hand. But if someone gave you a check in your hand, you would take a picture of the front of the check, the back of the check, put the amount on what's going to be, what you expect to be deposited, and wait 2 days for the deposit to go through. It's really great. And there's other things that are awesome that I'll put on here, but one would be stocks. A lot of people are looking at their portfolio because the stock market goes up and down and has fluctuated greatly and lost maybe 25-30% of the gains that they had over the last 10 years even. So there's companies that will allow you to get free stock, and you can deposit, or you could put in your deposit account just $5, and you can trade stocks without paying for them. Of course, it's best to learn how to do that before you get into it. That's why I haven't already put it down here, but I want to say that that's important, and I will be putting it on my cheat sheet and providing a PDF for that, and tons of other things that I just didn't have time to do it in advance, and I will have the links on it too. The last thing I want to bring up is meditation. Having a good spiritual and soulful recognition of yourself is really important in the world. I jokingly, but not really, had told someone I talk to trees, and trees are a living, breathing entity. They don't breathe with lungs that like we do, but they grow, and they respond to the atmosphere. They respond to things that touch them. In fact, we have a tree in front of our house, and I saw the little buds on them for the first time ever, because I had to stay in the house and I was so bored. I had just looking at the window like every day, all day for some periods of time. And I saw these little buds, and I just like, wow, these little buds, they're going to grow and be so wonderful. And just when I was thinking of that, I saw the flowers across the street. So it's like being a horse whisperer or a dog whisperer. If you have a connection with something that's not human, but something that is alive and is wonderful, and it communicates really well with the earth. It's part of the earth, part of nature, that it's wonderful. So that's why sometimes meditation, people who do meditation, they do it with sounds that are beautiful. I know I hear birds singing and chirping, and it's always great to know that life exists, and it continues. So meditation is really great, and I wanted to just share with you, along with your own spiritual communion, with whatever the religious affiliation you have, because meditation is just going inside yourself and having a quiet space that your outside physical space can add to or take away from, and you can do this all on your own. Here's a link. Here we go. So I know I get a lot of these things, so I'm just going to type in Oprah because that's what it's part of. And I'm going to click here on the Oprah and Deepak Chopra 21-day. Can I make this larger? Oops. So hard on a smaller computer laptop like this. So here you could see it's 21-day meditation, hope in uncertain times. Now this is day 18. This came in at 6:29 a.m. So we're on day 18, and but they go through 21 days, and you can sign up for free. And they do it like once every 2 or 3 months, and they have different meditation topics. Oops, I don't know how I get in. Yeah, probably not gonna let me in. There we go. And so you see one last day, but you can go back and access day 21, day 20. They have the message of the day, hope offers forgiveness. And what I really like is the music, the sounds that they offer, and a journal. Ask you questions and you can journal. And if that wasn't enough, you have community. So you can actually talk to people and they can respond to you and reply. And I've actually asked people questions and got responses. So it's like a whole community here that of like-minded people who are looking for a quiet space within themselves. So I will also provide this link. Of course, by then, this particular 21-day meditation experience may be over, but they continuously offers it, and there are other free programs that you can click on. Oh, this is the only one that they're showing right now. But you can invite your friends if you see in the bottom, and you can certainly follow them. And the next time they have a 21-day meditation experience, you'd be a part of it. So I just definitely want to get that out. Every day, anytime for 21 days, you can enjoy that. So Dominique, I am concluding. I just wanted to know if the participants, all you, I have to say, I think it worked out really wonderfully well. You are awesome with your knowledge and your feedback and what you've said. So I really do want to give you an opportunity to say what you think on whatever else I just mentioned.
Well, I think you did a phenomenal job. I think that we are now in this new present state. I don't want to say it's the new normal because I don't use the word normal and unnormal. It's either healthy or unhealthy.
Yes.
So I think that we are in this present state for a reason. And so it's causing us to be more tech savvy. And so it's stretching us, particularly me, in ways
and
that
me, as you can tell.
No, but that's okay. But it really is allowing us to learn a particular area that we never really focused on before. And so I think that you did a phenomenal job. You did a phenomenal job. And so thank you for the invitation. I think that it's definitely needed, particularly during this COVID-19 pandemic, that people really do. Oftentimes, germs are accumulated in the areas in which we occupy. And so it is spring cleaning. So it really is time to clean up our spaces so that we can become more healthy, clean up our minds. So when this season is over, we'll be able to embrace life in a new way, in a refreshed way, in a collaborative way, and in a healthier way. So I thank you for the invitation. You did a phenomenal job. I love your PDF files. I think that it's inclusive for young children and young adults in terms of the cleaning bingo game and the cleaning name game. I think they're a lot of fun. I love your methods of cleaning out the clutter, your word in terms of items and giving examples. And I'm very happy to see that you offered folding methods, because some people don't know how to fold clothes because they never had to learn. Because they never really had to learn. But it is awesome to see that you're offering the participant, the viewer, various opportunities to learn how to free ourselves during this particular season, particularly when we are home. Why not? It's the best time to do it. So you did a great job, and thank you for the invitation.
Thank you. And I just want to add, because you mentioned that, sometimes it gets to be too much for someone and you might need to have help. Remember the word commitment. So if you do, be committed to finding help. And if it's not meditation or a religious affiliation that you have, maybe a counselor that can talk to you about a particular ailment or need you have. And we just had on this morning a grief counselor, a certified grief counselor. So if you are perusing the summit for the next month, and you might want to click on that, she actually had one guest talk a lot about what they were going through. And so she was doing a very interactive meeting-like webinar too, the way we were able to do. And so it was really interesting. And so
I think it's equally important. And I say that because people are feeling ways that they've never felt before because we've never had this experience before.
Right.
So yes, people have been in because of the winter, and I know it snows a lot up there, but there are people who, when it's beautiful outside, they were never encouraged strongly to stay at home and not to socialize, you know? Right. And so I think it's taken a toll for people to be reflective, to see how I mentioned recently, so many things that we take for granted. And so clearing out our minds, clearing out our homes, clearing out our relationships, because this is a time that we could even disconnect from folks because we haven't seen them anyway. So if they weren't breathing live into us, this is a
and
great
even if they were all day, every day.
You know, cleaning out our cars. So this is like the perfect time to rid ourselves of that heaviness, so that when we get back to a healthy place, when we are able to socialize, we'll start off fresh and free.
Mm-hmm. I like that. I'm going to say amen. Because I know you.
Amen.
Okay. Well, thank you again, Dominique, my cousin. I love you. And
I love
for
you
all
back.
those who are viewing, you got a treat today.
Yeah.
All right. Have a great day. And
all right, you too. Great job.
And I'll be talking to you.
All right. Talk to you soon.
Okay.
Congratulations. A great job.
Thank you. Ciao.